How do you say no to your boss? My partner sent me this post in the back saying that President Zelensky gave a master class in how to not deal with an egotistical boss. And this post about sent me over the edge. To be clear, the person who posted it is not my partner, FYI. So, one of the unwritten rules of work is that as you move up, you are not allowed to disagree. I call this the unwritten rule of compliance, and it is the opposite of psychological safety. Psychological safety is that you are allowed to disagree without penalty, unless, of course, your idea is a bad idea and then there's still accountability for that, right? But it's that you're not punished just for having the audacity to disagree with someone with more power. This is really critical, especially in certain fields like aviation, for example, where the consequences are lethal. But you can see in how this post is written that even though Zelensky, Trump is not his boss, that it is so ingrained in American culture that you show deference, and that deference means compliance. So it's a very tricky line to walk, and this is a big part of office politics. Again, I'm not agreeing with this post because this is another world leader, so I'd feel weird calling our world leader his boss, but people do make the argument that he was receiving money, so he should have done the same thing. How I have advised people to say no to a boss is, one, ask if you can disagree first. That shows difference, but you're still speaking up, which, if you're in a field that has a high risk, especially, is important. You can also reference we instead of saying you have a problem, we have a problem. Show some more collaboration there and like taking part in the win or the failure. And strategically build your army. You don't want to go around bad mouthing, but maybe you do want to ask other people about their perception on it and if they'd be willing to speak up with you as well. They probably won't, but it would give you more perspective on how to approach the problem. For example, I could post about this post behind me, right, and say it's stupid, Zelensky isn't his boss, or Trump isn't Zelensky's boss. But if I do that without first considering and also acknowledging that some people would say, no, but he's giving him money and therefore he has the power, then I just sound like a dumbass. But always learning what the opposition might be before you go in can give you some ideas on how to frame it, especially if other people have worked for this boss longer than you. There's a big resistance now to even entertaining ideas that are different than yours. And while I understand where that comes from, it also makes us very vulnerable to not making change, because we don't meet people where they're at. We're not even speaking the same language and having similar concerns. So to sum it up, I'd ask to disagree. I'd use first person plural and not just second person pointing fingers. And I test the waters on multiple opinions so that you don't come and get blindsided.